Speaking of mixed, we're going to move on to Netta. Miss Netta.
I can't wait to get to this.
Let's go. Let's play it.
This is my way. I'm not no transsexual. I ain't no whatever the else community or whatever they got going on. I'm just myself. And if y'all people know me and y'all people from my hometown, y'all would know I never, ever, and still never went outside dressed like no woman. I never, and when I get my makeup done and stuff here and put on my clothes to do my skits and stuff, nobody ever seen me in public.
Craig, you keep tapping me. What's going on, girl? Craig, you keep tapping me. What's going on, girl? Craig,
When you hit,
you tap me. Is this something that you want to say to me after you've tapped me?
when you interviewed Netta,
Miss Netta.
Netta,
Like I'm missed him?
well, she said she ain't,
But she uses Miss Netta.
but she looked like Mr. Charles, the one who used to cut the grass.
I don't know what she looks like. I just know that she uses Miss Netta. So I'm going to respect her. I'm going to respect their pronouns because here's where I learned how to use the non-binary conversation right here. Right? I learned right here. This is exactly where I learned how to use them and they in a sentence. Because I don't know what Miss Netta truly identifies as.
And she don't need, or he don't either. And I'm saying he because he said he ain't trained.
I don't know what Miss Netta identifies as. So because I don't know exactly what Miss Netta identifies as, I can use they and them. Now, they came on the show and they said to me that they are under the LGBTQIA umbrella. This is what they said to me. And I accepted what they said to me because this is what they identify as. They identify as nothing under the umbrella.
So he's non-binary?
Well, they may be non-binary. I don't know. And they may be, they may identify as male. I don't know. I know that their stage name is Miss Netta. And
is it like Medea in Tyler? A stage like?
I mean, that could be the identity of that. So therefore, if that might be their identity, it could be a Medea type identity where a Medea is a character. Now, when you look at Miss Netta, you see whatever you see. And, you know, here's my gripe with the whole situation. And I'm not trying to be funny. And I talked to you about this before we got on the telephone.
That's right.
When y'all was going through this whole thing of trying to figure out what Miss Netta was, a lot of y'all were confused on Miss Netta's gender or gender identity. Lots of people were confused. And then, you know, I'm sitting up here giving all of this.
Come on.
And the things, and the immediate thing that you go to scream at me is man. But then you're confused. And I look like my mother. And so it's man. But then you were confused on Miss Netta?
When she clearly, like she just finished cutting some grass.
I didn't say that about Miss Netta.
I know I did. He clearly looked like he just came from the yard.
They are not in control of the way that they look, Craig.
Absolutely not. But I'm just trying to figure out how some of these people are confused.
I mean, there are people that look like Miss Netta. I have seen some women that look like Miss Netta. And when Miss Netta has on their makeup, they actually look nice. They look very nice when they paint it to the floor.
Miss Netta without makeup look like she has a lawn care service, okay?
Ooh.
Lawn care. Miss Netta grass and weeds. Miss Netta shrubbery. Landscaping and bushery. Oh my God. Girl, don't you need somebody to cut your grass over there at the new house? I already have people to take care of my grass, but don't you need somebody? Oh God. Oh God. Mm.
Oh Lord.
It was just the confusing part to me how that you people that were shady were so hell bent on calling me a man, but excusing Miss Netta's whole appearance,
excusing, overlooking,
and screaming out that you were confused,
circumnavigating,
yes, that you were
usurping,
yes, that you were confused on Miss Netta's identity, but yet you were sure on mine.
Certain.
And here's the thing. This is even before, but this just goes to let me know that y'all have went and watched my dick swinging.
What they do?
They've watched the dick swinging because on the surface, there's no way that you're screaming out, this person looks like a man. And then you're confused on this other person.
Well, maybe because they didn't see Netta's dick.
That's I was just about
probably,
to say that.
and this speaks to the fraction of the people that be screaming it out and be like, "Well, I knew," and it's just like, yeah, you've been watching." And plus, I talk about it, I'm open about it because one thing that's not going to happen is you're not going to dig up a picture and say, "Well, what's this?" Oh, my dick.
Indeed.
So
I ain't gonna lie, I thought Miss Netta was a miss.
You thought? Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, I wasn't sure. Let me just say I wasn't sure. Let me put it like that. I was not sure. That's all I'm going to say. I wasn't sure. Not because, and it was the same reason because you said there's some people that just look different.
So, Craig, you tap me. Can you continue to tap me while I look at my?
I'm just saying because I don't just go out. I don't just go out and just say this person is a man or this person is a woman. I go by how you address yourself.
So, what you want me to believe, beloved? Because this is Gay Young Van Zandt speaking now. Gay Young Van Zandt. So what you want me to believe is that when you looked at Netta, aka Charles's grass and weed service, that you saw a woman?
I saw what she presented herself as.
That wasn't the question, beloved.
She presented herself as
that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question, beloved. Beloved. Not on my watch. The question was when you looked at Charles.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, Charles. No. Netta's name is Joe.
Okay. When you looked at Joe, aka Miss Netta.
Hold on, Craig, before you start digging moles back up. Someone in the comments said, but Maddie, you have to understand that there are women that look like Miss Netta.
That's what I'm about to say.
But so my question is, so there are no women. So I don't look like any woman.
Right.
So this is what so make me know this. Because when I be reading with hoes and I say, you bitches not hard to look like. When I get into drop down, scrap out fights with bitches that don't like me, you understand what I'm saying? And they be screaming out that I look exactly like this is a man. That over there is a man. Mo is a man. So when y'all be having these things and I come and I say that these two are men, and you come through and so what you're saying, I just need help here. And then I'm going to understand the mentality. I need help here. So you're saying to me that Miss Netta is more passable as a woman.
Because that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm just saying.
Not you. Yeah. I'm just talking about.
Okay.
Well, you're saying that Miss Netta.
Who?
Miss Netta.
Nuh-uh. How'd you just say it?
Miss Netta is more passable as a woman than me. Because if you believe that, I'm okay with what you believe. I'm all right if that's what you believe. I just want to know, is this what is
this where we are?
Is this what we've become?
Right.
I'd like to know. And Mo, please run the comments, whether they're good or bad. I'd like to see this.
And and my thing is, Miss Netta doesn't identify as trans, according to what
No, Miss Netta does not identify
Right.
as trans, and Miss Netta does say that they are a part of the LGBTQIA community. However,
Does not identify as a gay man.
no, Mo, you skipped the whole comment. Go
Which
down, go
one?
down, go down. Go there. We go, Miss Phazin, Miss Phazin,
Oh, this one. This right here.
Miss Phazin. Yes,
Click it.
this is where it. This is what it boils down
Oh.
to.
Okay.
It's clear now.
That makes sense.
It's clear now.
She's not a threat.
Oh, got it.
It's comedy for some people. Yeah, that's it.
I understand now, because I was confused because I have seen this with my eyes, and this is not something that, and I'm not saying that Miss Netta is this and that. I'm just saying what the experience that I have had. I understand now. Now I'm no longer confused, because I was confused at first. Oh, got it. Well, I'm going to respect Miss Netta for exactly who Miss Netta is. Miss Netta states that they're not trans, or they're not they are part of the LGBTQIA community.
They are.
That's what they said when I interviewed them, that they're not a part, that they are a part of the LGBTQIA community, but however, they don't identify as trans and they don't identify as a woman. So I understand it. Especially with the way that was plainly written down. Craig, did you get a?
That was it.
Yeah.
Miss Netta's not a threat. Yeah.
Okay. No, they said, Maddie, you knew this already. No, I actually didn't, because I had been seeing this floating around, and I had been seeing it a lot. Now, I knew what Miss Netta was. I knew, but I asked Miss Netta what was her identity. And so Miss Netta explained to me that they are not trans and they are not non-binary. They are not any of that shit. They are Miss Netta. And I got it. So, and I asked, because someone did ask the question when I asked them, and Miss Netta answered me. There was somebody in the comments after on the interview, and they said, "So you mean to tell me you questioning T.S. Madison being a motherfucking woman, and you confused on Miss Netta?" And I had those same sentiments too, but I just was quiet about it, because I was just like, oh, okay. So, okay. And then Mo, you just came and Mo came in and validated our conversation, because Mo said, Craig, that he thought Miss Netta was.
And I mean, I get y'all point where there are women
that can resemble how Miss Netta looks.
Right. But I knew Miss Netta was born male.
And that's the thing. Every time because I don't follow her. Sorry, I don't follow her. So if I do come across like a video of her, how I see Miss Netta all the time is dressed up in feminine clothes, or in a women's bathing suit. Or something.
No, I've seen her just around the house.
Yeah, I don't follow her, so I don't know. I don't follow her, so I don't go through all of her stuff.
I don't follow them either, but I mean, what? Yes. What?
So you've seen them around the house?
Not around my house. not around my Shangri-La. I mean, on an internet. But I mean, I have seen women who are masculine presenting, but I knew without a proclamation from Miss Netta. I'm ready to move on.
Because I don't want to say a lot of things because I thoroughly enjoy Miss Netta's presence on the internet, and I don't want nobody to take this and twist this up and make it like it's that Miss Netta's under attack. Again, I'm here respecting everything that Miss Netta states that they identify as, and so because I'm not putting her in the she/her category because they said that they don't identify as a woman, and I'm not putting her in the male category because I didn't hear them say that they are a he. So again, I'm going to just use non-binary terms, which is they and them, and I understand how to use it. Craig, do you understand how to use non-binary concepts?
I do, but I just think it's crazy.
But don't.
And I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm really not. But like them and they is plural, and so it's hard for me to identify a single person as a them or a they.
But it's not impossible for you to respect.
I'm just going to call your name. I'm not saying them and they.
But when you're having a conversation about a person, and
I'm going to say Miss Netta or Netta. I'm not saying them or they.
Well, I am.
What's your issue with them and they, though, Craig?
Because
I just told you.
Craig says that
them and they are plural. And that's that.
So what? Okay, so if we were going to, because I want to ask, so if you were to use like a pronoun for a person that's non-binary, what would you use?
They and them.
No, I'm talking about Craig.
I'm not. I'm gonna just say their name.
Oh, okay.
There are ways around that. I'm just gonna say their name. I mean, it just feels
awkward to you, for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But Craig, it's not impossible to respect someone's identity, though.
I'm not saying I'm not, but that's what I'm saying. I'll just say the name. I'm gonna say the name. I'm not gonna try to rewrite the English language because you want to be called them and that.
I understand what you're saying, Craig. However, when we get into a space and we're having a conversation, like we're having a discussion about these people, and the discussion is there might be areas that we're not going to be able to fit their name.
Why wouldn't we? Give me an example of us not.
I mean, I have been very respectful to the non-binary pronouns.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
And because it's not my place to put Miss Netta into a category because I don't live Miss Netta's life.
I'm not trying to put,
and I know you're not. What I'm saying is it's not my place to put Miss Netta into a category. I do know that her stage name is Miss Netta. And so when you use term like Miss Tim, like I could say I'm Miss Tim all day, but my pronouns are she and her.
Right.
Because of the inflection of the miss. It's the same way. And here's where we're going to go a little bit left, but I'm going to steer us back to the conversation. Okay. It's the same way when we were having that conversation when the trans people were very angry about Miss Monique saying it took a transgender.
Mm-hmm.
And the transgender women made this about them when it was not about them. It was about a situation that happened between two friends, and and she was standing on business, letting the people outside of the transgender community know that you may use the term or the inflection transgender as a bad thing, but this person stood in the gap for me.
Right.
So as she continued when she was having the conversation with Shannon Sharp, who still has me blocked, she continued to have the conversation and affirmed me by still using the pronouns she, her, hers, and also followed it up with that is my sister.
Mm-hmm.
When she could have easily said a transgender and he is a man, but he dressed like a woman, and she didn't do any of that. She completely affirmed me in that entire conversation.
Right.
So again, when we get down here to Miss Netta takes on the prefix Miss and the suffix Netta, which are both feminine. So it leads me in any natural stance to have the conversation. I don't even have an HSBCU degree, but I'm talking here.
Okay.
It leads me to have a natural stance to say she and her.
Correct.
But when she goes forth and says things like, play the video again, Mo.
Okay. Here we go.
This is my way. I'm not no transsexual. I ain't no whatever the else community or whatever they got going on. I'm just myself. And if y'all people know me and y'all people from my hometown, y'all would know I never, ever, and still never went outside dressed like no woman. I never, and when I get my makeup done and stuff here and put on my clothes to do my skits and stuff, nobody ever seen me in public.
So what I hear Netta saying is, if she ain't doing no skit, she dressing.
If they're not doing a skit,
oh, so she don't go by she, or you just? I'm asking.
I'm saying they
right, but I'm saying is she okay with she? But you're saying
but what they're saying is that they don't identify as a woman at all, and that they don't, just because they're putting on women's clothing doesn't mean that their identity is a woman, and they are not even identifying as trans. Comment, Small, please.
I'm just confused, and I'm under the umbrella, and I'm just saying because she's sitting there with these full nails on, and I'm not, and I know that's a gender construct. I'm not. I get it. You ain't got to message me, but I'm just saying what I heard Netta say is when she ain't or he or they
right, because obviously it's she and her and him and his at the same time.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just won't even talk to Netta. I'm not even talking to you because it's just too much. Like what I heard Netta just say was when they're not doing a skit, they're not dressed as a woman. So what you wearing if you're not dressed like a woman? Men's clothes? They got non-binary clothes?
So people are saying it's basically drag that she's doing.
Cross-dressing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Girl, I'm ready to move on. I don't want to talk about them, they, her, she, him, Netta. No more today.
They said she wears unisex clothes.
What's unisex clothes? Jogging pants? Jogging pants and t-shirts?
But when we see Netta, we see them
and Crocs
in their makeup, because Netta also said that they don't go outside in their hometown in women's clothing and in makeup. But when we've been seeing Netta lately, we've been seeing them wear women's clothing, and we've been seeing them wear makeup and lipstick and all this stuff that is contributing to the social construct of woman.
And carrying purses.
We don't see Charles wearing that, so it goes to the social construct of Charles as the man. If you looked at that relationship from a social construct aspect, you'll see that Charles is the man and Netta is the woman.
And Netta is bringing the dinner, which is a traditional role
of a social construct of what a woman is supposed to do.
Correct. So is Netta trying to confuse us? Is Netta trying to get us canceled? Because, bitch, I got a headache. And I'm part of the community. Welcome to season 2 of Telling Our Stories. But this season is a little different. We're coming to you all the way from Paris, France. I decided to move to Paris briefly to learn the language. Now, while my plan was to immerse myself in French culture to learn the language, God had a bigger, brighter plan for this trip. This time around, I sit down with Black queer men and women across several sexual identities. Now make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss an episode. This is Telling Our Stories, the Paris edition.
Yeah. Craig, I think that Miss Netta is a candidate for the Telling Our Story series.
But what story is he or they gonna be telling?
They're unlocking the mystery of Netta.
I've been wanting to do a conversation with trans women and
non-binary people because we're two different people. Trans women and non-binary people are two different identities. Great. Thanks.
girl, my bangs. That's all I know.